and tea. The good morning light is here. It's time to start the day. Yeah, it's time to start the day. Faith and tea. Oh, God, good morning light is here. It's time to start the day. Yeah, it's time to start the day. Yeah, it's time to start the day. Faith and tea. Good morning. opinions expressed in this program are those of the speakers, commentators, experts, and or host. They do not explicitly or necessarily reflect nor represent the channel's policy or the views held by the channel or broadcaster. The broadcaster or its channel cannot be held accountable for all or any views expressed during this program.
Well, good morning, good morning, good morning. This is the day that the Lord has made, and yes, we are going to rejoice and be glad in it. And it is another opportunity because today is Wisdom Wednesday. And of course, we know the co host, Brother G, will be joining us shortly. And we're just so excited about another chance to just express some things. And it's just amazing how good God is. And I just ask you to do the evangelizing that we always say. Hit that like, that share, and that comment. And shout out to, of course, Pastor Anna Lyons this morning, and to Mother Margaret Feaster, which is the Dean of the Faith and Tea family, to our very own Elder Richard Clark, to Pastor Fred over there in Kenya. God bless you, sir. Thank you for joining us this morning. To Elder Douglas Feaster, God bless you. God bless you. Thank you for my brother Charlie coming on this morning. And we're just always excited. I wake up. I wake up with excitement. Just realizing that I have another chance to work in the kingdom. I mean, that's really what it's about. Once we come to the realization that your life is really centered around God is, I mean, and that it takes time to get to that place. I understand that, but once you figure it out, woo, Lord have mercy. And I am still feasting off of last week's convocation over there in Durham, North Carolina, how the Lord met us each night. And it's just amazing, Pastor Anna Lyons, how you'll go to a service and you say, "Oh wow, this was a good service. I just don't know how we gonna go any higher." And the next service kicks in and takes you to another level. Each round goes higher and higher. And to the host, Bishop Farmer and Lady Lori Farmer, and to the entire Purpose Church family, what a awesome, awesome, awesome job that you all did. And I just want to commend you. You set the bar. And as we go to the different areas, we've got something to set the standards by. And I just believe, really, in this day and time, that is what God is calling us to do. I really don't want to jump off into where I want to go today until G comes on, because I think we got a pretty good conversation today. But I was just thinking about even on last week when I spoke on Wednesday, and the Lord did meet us there. And originally, Pastor Anna Lyons, I just was going to do a presentation. To be honest, I was going to do a presentation because September, as I've been saying, is the month of life insurance. And I'm going to continue to say that until the end of the month, that if you don't have insurance, you need to make sure that you reach out to yours truly. Let me help you put something in place. And then on top of that, if you do have it, this is the time of the year that you should pull it out, dust it off, get it out of that book, get it from underneath your mattress or whatever, and go over it so that you fully understand, and talk with your family. Hello. Here's the thing. A lot of times we don't like to have discussions that we have to have. I share this all the time with people. Death is something that you can't postpone or prevent. It's going to happen. And so it is to your advantage to be able to discuss that while you're what we would call, old people would call, Brother Charlie, in your right mind. Amen, somebody. And make sure that you give assignments so the individuals know. Because here's the thing: once you're gone, you're not going to be here to do any directing. And some of you all have a what I'm gonna call a bossy spirit. Hello, I ain't trying to hurt nobody's feelings, but you control everything. And God forbid when that day comes where you're no longer here, you don't want your family being taken advantage of. You don't want your family not knowing what to do, where to go, how to do it. It is said that 166 questions have to be answered in the first 72 hours. Now, I don't know all 166, but I know one thing, that once it happens, your world turns upside down. And I don't care who you are and how anointed and sanctified you are, it affects everybody in some way, form, or fashion. So we definitely, that's just a free plug out there today to you individuals that follow us, and anyone that might hear this broadcast later on. Don't be don't just put it to the side and not know. Let somebody know where it is, so that we can move forward. And I see my man has popped on, so let me get him on in here. Good morning, good morning, good morning to you, Brother G. How you doing this morning?
What's up?
Oh, you ain't looking too chip or put a smile on your face, my brother. I want to throw something out to you right fast. I didn't want to get started on it too early, but I want to piggyback off of what I was talking about, and then I'm gonna bring it to you, because I think we can have a pretty good conversation on this. So last week, G, I had the opportunity to speak at the convocation, and originally I was sharing with them I was going to do a presentation on life insurance. And of course, that shifted, and I ended up speaking a word. The plan has not changed. Okay. But here's the thing: I am convinced that when you put yourself in the right place with the right attitude, that things still come out for the win. So, in other words, my goal was to go there and do a presentation and, of course, write some policies and this, that, and the other. And didn't do the presentation, just tapped on it a little bit, but someone did come to me. Some other people did come to me. I started getting some other calls. So what I'm saying is that when you put yourself in the right place and have the right attitude, doors will open. Case in point, I'm thinking about you just recently, how our conversation has been, the opportunities that are coming to you now, where you're basically writing your own meal ticket. And so, can you piggyback on that? Give me a little, ride with me on that as far as what I'm talking about.
We talked about that last week.
Okay, well, give me something new. I'm just still excited. Sometimes, I'm like this, G. Sometimes things get repeated, all because it's still in the making. In other words, so it is a known fact, Mr. Grumpy, this morning, that some things have to be repeated in order for actions to happen. And case in point, sportsman, that sometimes the same play is ran because it's working, not because it didn't work, but because it's working. And even let me go here, and you'll take it another way probably, but even sometime when the play get busted, they still saw something in order that they will come back and do it again. So although we did talk about that, and as I was sharing with everybody, this still is the month of life insurance. So yes, every time I get an opportunity, I'm going to talk about it. Why? Because somebody else that didn't hear might hear it this time. So that's why it's still fresh with me, because I know opportunities within an opportunity, there's a window. And a lot of times, G, here's where the problem is, that in that window, we don't take advantage of it. In other words, a farmer knows that he has to plant seeds at a certain time for his harvest to come. Now he can miss that time and think that he can catch up, but it's been proven that if you plant at the wrong time, you will not get that harvest. So that's where I was going with it. That we just have to constantly, sometimes, remind individuals of where we are, how we gonna get there. Why? Because I still believe in this. I believe that we're one team, one dream. I believe that the weakest link is where we have to focus our attention, not the strongest one. And we see that on a consistent basis, just in the last couple of days with what's been happening in the media area. But I'll give you your freedom to, if you got something, let's ride with it.
Yeah, I don't. You confuse me. I don't.
I always confuse you.
You
But go
saying a
ahead,
lot of
talk
stuff.
about something. What you got? What's on your mind this morning?
Not nothing really, but
Oh, there go that butt. All right,
I
come
was
on. Hit us with the butt. Go ahead.
nah, I don't. But I was gonna try to go some with the what you was talking about with football. Then you started talking about something else,
All
and
right, well, go ahead, man. Go ahead.
I
Too early for you. You back up getting early now. You got listen. You got to change your pep, Mister Manager. But I'm just like I say of the mindset that we have to put ourselves in a position for success. We have to put ourselves in a position to move forward. We can't keep looking at we can't keep looking at where we are and allow that to dictate where we're trying to go. And as we close out this last quarter of the year, it's going to be more important than ever because now we're getting into those holiday seasons that really is not so much, I would say, about you, but about others. When we start thinking about Thanksgiving, when we start thinking about Christmas, it's really not about you, but it's about you sharing and being a blessing to others. So that's the direction I really would like us to focus on going into this last quarter, making sure that we um oh yeah, Charlie, I agree 100%. That's what happens when your team loses. Yeah, you just come on with a sour face. But we look, but here get over it because the thing of it is it's a long season. We're gonna put it on that. It's a long season. So, but as I was saying, we want to continue to keep people encouraged and keep people on the right path. For those that have been following me, I'm stuck on that GPS. As he says, repeating stuff. I'm just stuck on that GPS because I understand this much that it is put in place to keep us on the right path. And so that's the same thing when it comes to the word of God. That's the same thing it comes with us fellowshipping with each other. The same thing it comes with somebody pouring into you. You never know that when God opens up certain doors for you, it ain't really about you. Yes, you get the job because you need to be able to take care of your family and everything. But if you start looking at it as a ministry, Brother G, if you really start looking at it as God put me here to be a blessing to others, watch what ends up happening. And I think a lot of times that's where we drop the ball, is that we think it's about us. And in reality, it ain't even about you. It's about what you. If people really thought I got up every morning just or Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays and got on Faith and Tea to promote myself, they missing the whole picture. Matter of fact, most of you all all of you all that have been following us, I push others way more than I push myself. Why? Because I understand that the kingdom is so much larger than this little small guy that's on here. Did you hear what I just said? That here we are talking to somebody all the way over in Kenya, over 8,000 miles away, all because I didn't think about myself, but I thought about somebody else. So just want to stay encouraged on that point that when you understand, G, that you are now in a position, as I said earlier, to write your own meal ticket, But in writing it, you want to make sure that God is involved in it. Why? Because if you put him first, everything else, and because I'm sitting, I have the advantage for those of you that's on it. I have the advantage of seeing this firsthand, seeing how or how God has orchestrated certain things. And even if you're talking about yourself, when you look at that person in the mirror and you really come to the realization that you're not where you was yesterday, you're not where you was last week or even last month. But the question is, are you where you want to be? And how do I get to where I want to be? Well, and it's simply by just making sure that we can continue to stay focused. Charlie says it's a time when people are losing jobs. You can speak on getting one. That's God, and that is nothing but the gospel truth. Because people are getting pink slips left and right, and not only that, brother Charlie, but then don't even have benefits. Some of them were high because this how slick they are. They bring you in on a part-time basis so that they don't have to offer you certain benefits. Good morning, Lady Pearl. They bring you in at the minimum so they don't have to do certain things for you. And as they would always say, last hired, first fired. But the devil is a lie because he opens up doors and he protects ours. And that's why it's so important that we stay focused and we keep God first in our life. And so, like I say, I've had the advantage of watching him move through this thing and even the things that God is doing for him now. So I'm super happy, super proud of what's going on. And I just been doing a lot of talking. G, please save me.
Dude, I mean, bro, this is what I want you to understand. And for everybody that's out there, I love you all. If I don't have anything to say, I'm not going to just start opening up my mouth and start mumbling up the same thing. Because you know when you don't have nothing to say, you keep saying the same thing over and over. Like, so
But believe it or not, I'll say this, G. I'll say this though, because sometimes, and this is what I've learned. Okay, now I'm gonna go there with you. This is what I've learned by watching talk programs and programs that's on TV. A 3 hour show only talks really 1 hour.
yeah,
If you
yeah,
sit
yeah, yeah,
there,
yeah. I know, I
yeah,
know,
yeah, yeah,
I
yeah,
know.
yeah. If you sit there and watch it for three
If you
hours,
watch the
you
full episode, they do the
yeah,
same
yeah,
segment 3 times.
yeah, you be like, now they hitting the repeat button because
Yeah.
he said that the same exact way. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So, but sometimes, and I'm just keeping it real, sometimes our psyche is this though, G, to keep it real. We have to hear things six or
Yeah, yeah,
seven
yeah.
times to identify with it. And I don't care how deep you are. Some
Yeah.
things just doesn't resonate. So like I share with people all the time, there's a difference in hearing and listening.
Mm-hmm.
Hello. You know what I'm saying? There's a difference. And a lot of times what happens is, especially when you all are growing up and you know, was growing up, we might say, go take the trash out or something like that. And you don't move. And then the next question that we ask when we come back by is, did you hear me? You know what I'm
No,
saying?
you know what we can just throw out there real quick.
I'm listening.
When I was at my job, coming back from my job interview, and I told you what the question that I was asked that
Yeah, go,
really
yeah, yeah. Good question. Yeah.
struggled me. Uh, you know, what are your weaknesses? I don't think we ever really take time to really think about it, and maybe we do, but we don't like give our mind and thought process enough to
Mhm.
indulge in that conversation of what are we really weak at? What are we, well, a lot of times we always focus on our strengths, but it's not really our strengths that is going, you feel me? It's the minimizing of your weaknesses that it really get you over the hump, not really more so your strengths. If
Yeah.
you ever think about that with like football or any sport, basketball, boxing is a definitely boxing is a big example of it's not your strengths that'll win you the fight. It's more so can you minimize your weaknesses,
Mm.
So it's like getting asked that question just off of like face to face and they wanted an answer. It took me for a loop, and I actually started to get frustrated a little bit because you don't want to just say anything. You don't want to
Right,
lie,
right.
So I wasn't going to be like, oh, I'm lazy, because I thought about it, I'm not lazy, and it's like you try to think of kind of bad weaknesses, but then you can't lie on yourself, and then,
Yeah,
you don't want to lie on yourself, but at the same time you don't want to make yourself seem like you just this perfect person. And that's what I was telling her. I'm like, I promise you, I'm far from perfect. I'm far from trying to even portray a character that is a perfect character. But as I'm thinking of this, I cannot. I'm drawing a blank of what are my weaknesses.
yeah, yeah,
So
yeah.
over the
That's good.
last couple of days, I've really been focusing and thinking and really trying to home in on what are my weaknesses. And I remember I was on the phone call with you yesterday, and I was like, Dad, I've been thinking about what are my weaknesses is, and I know what, a couple of my weaknesses are, and it was just like that felt like a and not even, I don't want to use the word relief, but now I have something I can focus on. Now I
Yeah,
have something that I can, it's easy to focus on your strengths. I know
yeah.
that I'm a good leader, or I have qualities of a good leader. It's not hard for me to do that. The thing is, it's not hard for you to prioritize strengths.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So that over the last couple of days, hearing what my weaknesses were, now I'm gonna prioritize what am I weak at, and now I'm gonna try to form an even better version of myself
Mm-hmm.
moving
Mm-hmm.
forward.
Yeah, that's good. Matter of fact, in the chat, if we could get some folks to be transparent this morning, you heard what he was talking about. He's been going through some interviews, and of course been getting
I'm
hired
about to go to
everywhere he
another one.
goes. So the advantage as I've been sharing with him, I said, when I say he's in the driver's seat now, he basically can dictate where he wants to go, which is definitely a blessing.
Yeah,
As
I'm headed
Charlie
to another
said earlier,
interview as soon as I get off.
when people are losing jobs, and here you are getting not just a job but multiple jobs in the field that you like, doing what you like, which is so important. But if we could get some folks this morning to be transparent and maybe just type one or two words in the chat, how do you consider yourself? As he was saying, everybody can brag about their strengths. But when you really have to take that hard look into the mirror and say, what is one of my weaknesses? And I'll throw this one out to you. You mentioned just being able to say no.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying? Just
that was the weakness. I tell you
yeah.
what mine was, and then you could go ahead. But yeah, so I called you and I was like, what my weakness is it was the inability to say no when I need to. So and you taught me, and even what you teaching me, it's like you kind of have a thought, you kind of have that, uh uh person on your shoulder that's kind of saying like, I mean, it is a good look though if you go ahead and tell them yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
if you tell them yeah, they're gonna look at you, but then you got the other one like, well, if you tell them no, now they're gonna think that you ain't really, so it's like you
Right.
playing tricks
Yeah.
with your
Yeah.
head, but then it's like, if you feel like it's a no, it's a no for a reason. It's not like you saying no
Yes.
because you just can't do it. Or, I mean, not because you just can't do it, because you don't want to do it. You literally have the no in your head because I got obligations. I got church on Sunday.
Uh-huh.
I got convocation on Thursday. I told them that I was going to run the board. This, that, and the third. So it's like, yeah, I could say, yeah, but it's like I should be
Mm-hmm.
really saying no, because the same, and this is what I'm learning, and not even learning, but this is not even what I'm learning. This is just what it's going to be. The job is not going to dictate to me my personal life.
Mm.
Everybody got their own, stuff going on. And and I'm glad I'm in a position now where I can kind of control that a little bit more as of right now. But it's so funny. Like, I would work at jobs and you would have managers and assistant managers that have every reason why they can't come in or why they should come late. Don't And then you give them that one time of why you could be going to the doctors,
Right.
and they'll make it seem like, well, why you ain't tell me 3 months ago? Why you ain't do this?
Right.
And it's
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
dude, I can't dictate personal issues. And so as I've been going through these last couple jobs, it gets easier and easier, but at the same time, from past to present, it was harder and harder and harder from where I started at. So I've been doing this for about 5 years. So 5 years ago, I missed out on everything family related.
Mm-hmm.
Um, birthday parties, birthday events, cookouts, everything. 4 years later, missing out on most of the things. 3 years later, I'm missing out on family funerals, this, that, and the third, woo, this, that, and the third, all because my job is basically telling me I'm not able to
Yeah.
get
Yeah.
off, you know. And so my grandmother passed last year, and it was hassle even with that situation. And I made a pact then right then and there. I said, you know what? I don't care. I'm no longer going to miss one of my family members. Like
Mm-hmm.
I was about to say something I shouldn't say, not just immediate, but if I can get to you. So it's like
Mm-hmm.
it's not just my immediate, but if somebody in my family close enough that I can get to you, I'm not going to miss your birthday party. I'm not going to
Mm-hmm.
miss the family cookout. I'm not going to miss church. I'm not going to be missing, I'm not going to be
Mm-hmm.
missing this stuff all because of a job, and it's like I think that isn't crazy to have that mindset of, I'm not gonna allow a job to dictate, my whole entire life. Like it's like the way that these jobs operate and move, especially in my field, you don't have no room to really, grow in your own, grow in
Mm-hmm.
your own right, because it's like it's just nonstop, nonstop, nonstop this, So it was like I just was like, you know what, moving forward, I know I'm gonna do better at doing what I can to do, but I'm not gonna allow, I'm not
Well,
gonna be
well,
missing out on my life.
well, I
Uh,
think
uh
I think it goes back to what we were saying, and that you can talk that way now. I would say because you have put yourself in the right position. In other words, a person that's just starting and when I say just starting the workforce, not just starting a job, but just starting the workforce, uh, doesn't have that type of ability because they haven't did enough. They haven't put enough skin in the game, as I would say. But as you start putting yourself in position, how do you do that? And some of the things that I heard you saying, because I'm not going to miss church. Yeah, everybody and they mama know that you love football. That's not even a secret or anything. And you find the ability to still make sure that you go to church and so that you can see your game. You follow what I'm saying? And so when you put God first in anything that you do, then all of a sudden you can stick your chest out. You can become much bolder. Why? Because you know that, listen, He is the source for your resource. In other words, it was a simple fix. Here you were wondering why things wasn't clicking the way that it was, and I'm not gonna put myself on this pedestal that I'm this brilliant individual. I just said retweet. Matter of fact, I didn't even tell you the check. I said just retweet your resume. And it was a simple fix that opened up a floodgate for you. Why? All because you was putting yourself in the right place at the right time. And that's, what I'm always trying to encourage people, that things don't happen just because. Things happen because God deals in principles. Hello, somebody. That's why the scripture G talks about He reigns on the just as well as the unjust. That's why I refuse to look at somebody that I would say and not judge it, but I say, nah, they ain't living right. But I ain't got nothing to do with where God has them on His potter's wheel. My function and my job is to make sure that when you see me, that I'm living the best version of not only Greg Twilly, but not only your dad, but not only the bishop in the Lord's church, but just being a good person. And when you do that, other things are opened up for you. And so
you,
I
you, you,
commend the fact that now you're coming into a cycle in your life where you're starting to understand the importance of life. And that's basically what I
Yeah.
heard from you saying. Go ahead.
Yeah, no, 100%. And I know it's like, bills are going to be bills, obligations are going to be obligations. So don't get me wrong, I understand that. But at the same time, I think even over like the course of like the last 4 or 5 years, um, life is real, man.
Mm-hmm.
I, you know, I'm going to say something that we already know for a fact, but you literally have to just sit back and think about it for 2 seconds, and it really just like put what I said in full perspective. But like we are slowly dying every day.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
It's like, so when you really understand that, like your battery ain't as charged as it was even yesterday.
Right.
Your
That's right.
battery is not. It's
Mm-hmm.
just not. Today you're one day older. You are 24 hours older than you was
Yes.
yesterday.
That's good. Yep.
You feel me? So as much as you want to put it, your battery went a little bit lower
Mm-hmm.
yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
And it's going to get to a point where that battery is at the end of it.
Mm-hmm.
And all you're going to have is that SIM card in that phone.
Wow.
And what is that SIM card gonna be filled with? I'm just in the mindset. I'm in the business of my SIM card isn't going to be filled with 8-9 hours of me just remembering me taking tires off and taking oil out of car.
Mm-hmm.
It's gonna be the fun that I have in church. It's gonna be the fun that I have with my family. It's gonna be
Mm-hmm.
me actually getting you to go to a game
Balanced.
with me.
Yeah, balanced. Yeah.
Balance. And
Yeah.
yeah, of course, I'm gonna have that memory of me, woo woo, this, that, doing the alignment, this, that, and the third. But I can't afford for my SIM card to be filled with 50%, 60. I don't even have 50% capacity to that industry.
That's good.
It
That's
needs to
good.
be, I don't know the perfect percentage, but I just know it can't be 50 there, 30 for my family, 20 for my, that can't work.
Yeah.
That
Yeah.
that is not a life that I'm choosing for myself.
Yeah. Yeah.
And so I'm going to do the best that I can to put myself, like you said, to put myself in positions so that I can, have 35% to give to my church,
Mm-hmm.
35% to give to myself, 35% to give to the rest, you know?
Mm-hmm.
So I just, and then, I just want to leave off with it. Consistency and consistency has become boring, but not only boring has become a problem in the sense of, and this is where I was going to go when we started talking about the football with the Eagles. You see a lot of people have problems with, like you were alluding to, a play that the Eagles run that, is hard to stop. And I mean, it's raised votes and it's gotten took to the league and, all type of things over, a play that just consistently works.
Mm-hmm.
It's boring, but it works.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And when you look at it, even outside of that and just in life in general, you see people don't want to do the boring job no more.
Right.
They don't want to do the consistent job no more.
Mm-hmm. That's good. Yeah.
Everybody want that fast life. Everybody
Yeah.
want the fast food. Everybody want the, and it's funny. People want fast food, but want the 5-star taste.
Oh
You
man.
feel me? Ain't that crazy?
We could start all over again with that one.
Ain't that crazy?
Yeah.
People want fast food, but
Yeah.
they want a 5-star plate.
Yeah. Yeah. That's
And it
good.
don't work like that.
That's good. Yeah.
And that's what you were basically alluding to this morning. Like, keep God first.
Yeah.
Let God dictate your path. A
Ooh,
lot
I
of
like
people want
that.
to dictate their own path.
I like that.
I done stepped back. Over the last couple months, I told you I was on the phone with my cousin yesterday, and I
Uh-huh.
was explaining to him. I took a step back, bro. I felt like I was trying to control my situation way too much.
Mm-hmm.
Even though I am in my own situation, even though I am in control, I done took it all the way back to trying to really learn what it is to be Christian.
Come on,
What it
man.
is to
Come on.
be a Christian.
Yeah.
To the point where I'm like in the mindset of, you right, this ain't my body. to be honest, I'm talking, but the reason why you it's in my mouth is because that's me.
Yeah.
I'm inside.
Yeah.
It just so happened I got, I was afforded this body that looked good, it just so happens
Man, we
to
gotta
match
go.
this. But I'm inside,
Yeah.
my
Right.
soul is inside.
Yeah.
So it's like, even knowing all of that, it's just like, I'm gonna take a step back. I need
Yeah.
to
Yeah. That's
really
good.
understand what
That's
this
good.
is, and I'm gonna let God take over. And
Come
like
on,
you say,
man.
with
I
God
love it.
taking over, I went to an interview thinking I was going as a team member. 5 minutes into the interview, dude asked what I think about being a manager. One thing led to another, went to another interview, led to another, went to another interview, and I came in. I got a funny story before we go. So my first day on the job, man, my manager, my co-manager, the big boss, because I'm a manager. I'm a big man in my own right now. But he was like, I'll be back, I'll be back. He just waving me off through the window. He like, I'll be back. I'm like, all right, cool. So about 10 minutes later, I'm doing my, all these jobs be having like courses you gotta take. And now I'm
Hmm.
doing a manager course. So this thing takes all day. So I'm doing the course, right? Somebody knock on the door, they come in, he was like, can I go to lunch? Yeah, I was like, I don't care. I'm like, I don't care. He's like, no. He's like, Mikey left. He told me to ask you, could I go to lunch? Okay. I mean, so then I get a phone call. So the camera in the office has a mic in it. I get a phone call from up top. The big boss is up top. He was like, yeah, a part of being a manager is you got to delegate the lunch times and make sure that everybody's going to lunch on a certain time, and making sure the cars aren't coming in. I was like, oh, I got you. So I'm still learning, how to be a manager. I got an old man I gotta deal with too. He don't want to take no authority from no young dude. So just pray
Yeah,
for me,
dear
y'all.
OG.
I don't want to fire nobody on my first week.
Listen, I love you, man. Hey, for all of you all know, y'all know how Wisdom Wednesday work. He reminds you, Charlie, of that on the farm with that pump. You got to prime them first, but once you get them going, he always leaves us with some nuggets. Listen, we got to get ready to go. We're excited about the rest of the week.
I gotta go,
Of
Dad.
course, join us on you gone.
I gotta go
Okay,
too.
yep. Of course, join us on, and once again, thanks G for those nuggets that he dropped off. Join us on this coming Friday. Listen, I didn't see y'all put anything in the chat, so I know. Here's the thing: it's something to think about. It's something to think about. Look at that person in the mirror and say, "What I know my strengths, Charlie Brown. I know my strengths." But can I face my weaknesses? Do I know my weaknesses, and what can I do to make it better? I thank G for his words today. As always, I thank you all for taking the time out and staying with us a little over. I ask that you all continue to pray for us, keep us in your prayers as we continue to do the same thing for you all. And I'll see you back on this coming Friday. God bless. Talk to you. Peace.